Hello and welcome to this pit stop for Not Alone, a 2 to 7 player game taking around 45 minutes, designed by Ghislain Masson, published by Geek and Stronghold games. In Not Alone, one of the players is going to take the role of a creature who is native to a planet on which all the other players have crash landed. The creature is going to attempt to assimilate the other players into the planet, where the other players are going to attempt to escape. The way that works is that each of the players who's not the creature begins with a hand of cards of 1 to 5, corresponding to 5 locations on the planet. On each turn, they're going to take one of these cards and play it face down. Once everyone has played their cards face down, we move on to the second phase, which is the hunting phase. And the creature gets a chance to place their creature token on any of the 10 locations where they think that the players might be about to turn up. Only after that's been placed do we go to the reckoning, which is when all the players flip over the location cards they've played, and we're going to resolve the locations from 1 to 10 as we go through. Now, players go to the lair, they're going to get to draw back discarded cards into the hand, because when you play a card, it goes face up in your discard pile, and by checking these discard piles, the creature can have more of an idea where you might be forced to go. You don't get any automatic redraws from your discard pile. That's only going to happen by using locations, or each player starts with 3 will, and by discarding some of your will, you can draw cards back into your hand. But if you ever lose all of that will, then you're going to move the assimilation marker 1 step forward, and if this ever gets to this space before the rescue counter gets to that space, the creature will have won, and vice versa. When you go to the jungle, that's also going to help you recover cards into your hand, just 1 more, including the one you've played. When you go to the river, the next turn, you can be able to play 2 cards face down, and when you flip them, you get to choose which one you're going to go to. On the beach, you either get to place a marker on there, or the next time it gets activated, this marker gets taken off, and the rescue counter moves 1 space forward. Now, when you go to the rover, as long as the creature's not there, because if the creature ever catches you and goes to the same place, then that is going to take 1 of your will away and also move the simulation marker further forward, and you can activate the power. But if it was clear in the rover, that's how you're going to be able to explore into numbers 6 to 10 for locations by taking 1 of the cards from the reserve. And for higher players, there's not 1 of these each. You're going to have to decide who gets which cards, which makes the creature's life more difficult because there are more areas to go to. But then they become more powerful because as the rescue counter moves forward, they get to place other tokens onto the board. This Artemia token, for example, will make a location ineffective and force you to discard a place card if you've chosen to go there. For locations 6 to 10, the swamp is like a souped up version of the jungle. You get to draw 3 cards back into your hand, including the one that you've played. Down at the shelter, this is the first way you're going to be able to get survival cards into your hand. Each side has got some cards they can play. For the survival cards, same as with the other cards, they tell you what phase they may be played in, and they have various ways which are going to benefit you as you go through the game. For example, you might be able to regain will or move the creature token to an adjacent space. For a drone, you can activate the rover from without being there. With a smoke screen, then you hide all your discarded cards. The creature doesn't quite know unless they remember very well what's going on. Or with the vortex, you can swap your play card with one of your discard pile, and there's lots of different survival cards with lots of different effects which will give the survivors some sort of an edge. Down at the wreck, you can just straightforward move that rescue counter 1 forward. At the source, again, you can heal your will, or you can draw another survival card. And at the artifact, you're going to get to play 2 place cards on your next go, but you can't play the artifact again. You get to resolve both of them. For the creature, they have the creature token, the Artemia token, and they also have the hunter token. Now, they have these hunting cards, which they can play each turn. Again, they tell you which phase, and they've got various effects which are going to help them. For example, force all of the hunted, the survivors, to discard 1 card. They can take away the power of 1 place. They can play 2 hunt cards at once. These ones with these marks on here allow you to put extra markers on, so the Artemia marker might come into play before the end game has started. If you ever have the hunted marker in a space that a survivor has chosen, it's going to activate whatever card's been played. For example, this will do 2 adjacent places and they both become ineffective. Or you can force the survivors to scream and force them to discard 2 cards or lose will. Or there might be a virus, again 2 adjacent places, and that Artemia token is going to activate at both of them. This is very much a game of cat and mouse, with the creature attempting to guess where the survivors go, and the survivors attempting to stop the creature and get enough information to be able to hunt them down. Whoever gets there first is going to win the game of Not Alone. This has been a Game Pit Pit Stop. For more videos like this, check out the Game Pit channel on YouTube. For more in-depth coverage of gaming, please find the Game Pit podcast.